In this week's news, we have a lot of things to talk about, from PS Plus games for June, the upcoming reveal of PS5 games, Xbox Series X backwards compatibility to The Last of Us Part 2 State of Play, and much more. Hey, what's happening guys? This is Orka from Orka's Gaming Corner and welcome to another week of gaming news. There is a lot that went down in the last week of May, so I'll try to at least cover the most important and relevant stories. Let's start with the PS Plus games for the month. This month we are getting Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Both are massive AAA titles, and yes, Sony seems to be finally trying to compete with Xbox Game Pass in some way. PlayStation is still a long way behind in giving value, but hey, it's getting there. June 4th is the day set by Sony 1 PM PDT for the actual reveal of its next-gen PS5 games. That would be this coming Thursday, and I'm eagerly waiting for this reveal. The reveal will be over an hour of PlayStation next-gen games. From a recent leak of the official PlayStation magazine, there will be some 38 games shown in this reveal, but hey, that's just a leak. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not sure what games will Sony exactly show, whether it will be PS5 exclusives or third-party cross-gen titles. I'll be covering this reveal on my channel, so wait for that. Now in other news, Xbox Series X will have a robust backward compatibility line of games. They want to ensure at least 4 generations of games run on Series X, which is amazing, and the best part is all of these games will run on enhanced mode. Now what is enhanced mode? It's a mode where most games will be enhanced for Series X, so these games will natively run at 4K at 60 or 120 Hz with full high dynamic range. The high dynamic range or HDR implementation is achieved with the help of an AI algorithm and machine learning, and this is something on which Microsoft have been working for several years now. One of the best examples of this implementation is Gears of War 5, and it's got one of the best HDR in the gaming industry at the moment. Back to some Sony PlayStation news. Jim Ryan, the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, in an interview with GameIndustry.biz, dropped a few important tidbits about the upcoming PS5 console. The first and most important thing he said is, in spite of global situation we are all in, the PS5 will launch globally this holiday 2020 with some Sony exclusive titles. Jim also said that like always Sony believes in generations, so the new console will come with PS5 exclusives which will not play on older consoles. As Jim says, they want to give the community something new to experience, which I think is great. Unlike Microsoft, who stated that all the new and upcoming games for their Series X will still run on Windows and the Xbox One for the next 2 years, which is a very consumer-friendly move from MS. But this will also limit the quality of games that can actually leverage the Series X's super fast SSD and ultra powerful GPU. So, Microsoft and Sony using completely different strategies. Microsoft will allow you to gradually buy into their new console, but at the same time Sony wants to dazzle you with their new exclusives that will leverage the PS5 hardware from the get-go. Whose strategy will be better, we'll have to wait and see. And also let me know in the comments below, whose strategy do you guys prefer? Me, personally, I'll pick up the one which has the better games. Of course, you need to remember that third-party titles will be developed for the PS4 as well as PS5, but the PlayStation exclusives after Ghost of Tsushima will only launch for the new PS5 console. Now in retrospect to that, going over to Eurogamer.com, they state in an article that they have seen the development life cycle of the PS4 and the PS5, and as per the article, Sony has made it a mandate for all developers to make all their upcoming games available as of July 13th on the PS4 as well as the PS5. What this means is, even if the PS5 is not released, these games will be natively supported on PS5, and the first 2 in line to do so are The Last of Us Part 2 and the Ghost of Tsushima. This is a really good move by Sony for the community, and people will not be left behind when they move on from PS4 to the PS5. In PC gaming news, Steam has a new gaming service, and guess what that is? It's GeForce Now. And I thought it was something completely new and it will be fun to try out, but all that went out of the window. But who cares, as long as I can stream my Steam library everywhere, it's amazing. So they've set up this opt-in program for developers on Steam so that streaming on GeForce Now shows up as an extra feature, and I think this will work largely because this is on Steam, and Steam has the biggest install base and also literally spells the demise of Google Stadia. I'm also eager to see what Epic Games will do to counter this move. Lastly, there was a Sony State of Play held for the upcoming Naughty Dog title Last of Us Part 2. This game simply looks incredible and I don't know what to say. I get a visceral feeling that this game in particular, in spite of all the leaks and the backlash by the fans and all that, will be a gut-wrenching experience that is hard to come by in the video game industry. So brace yourselves up to devour every bit this game has to offer. I have not played The Last of Us and will do so, and also will be going in with an open mind when I approach The Last of Us Part 2. While we come to the end of this week's gaming news, enjoy the latest gameplay section from The Last of Us Part 2, and if you like what I do, like and share my videos, and if you want to do more for the channel, please subscribe and also hit that notification bell. I'll stop my rambling there and we'll see you next week with more exciting gaming news. Have a nice night.